Hey everyone, welcome to my review of the Voltbike Yukon Step-Thru. I thought the best way to do a good review of the bike is just take it out for a good hard ride for an hour and a half and see what it can do. I'm especially interested on the hill climbing features of it because there are some nasty hills around here. So and then I'll go on to looking at some of the bike features and specifications and do some more general riding with it.
Okay, we're at the bottom of the dreaded Whoop Up Trail, bike path going up the east side. I'm going to start out on level 3, pedal assistance level 3. I'm going to see how difficult it is on that level, whether I need to go up or what. Right now we're on a flat area, but it's coming up right ahead. I can tell you level 3 is going to be pretty tough. So we'll go up, sorry I was only on level 2, so we'll go up to level 3. There we go. That feels a little better. Pretty steep grade. Just going to try a little bit of throttle only and see what that does. Oh yeah, I think that would pull me up no problem. So now I'm in level 4, and it's just a light pedal, hardly exerting myself, and it's climbing at 21 kilometers an hour right now. Starting to get a little steeper here. Start feeling it in my legs a little more, so we'll move it up to level 5. Okay, we're at oh, this is set to have 9 levels on it. I thought it was still set at 5, so I've got a long ways I can go up. Let's go all the way up to 9. Well, 9 on this steep grade, my pedaling's almost doing nothing. That's just a token pedal. So I think you could come up this grade quite easily in even 5, 6 at the most. Right now I'm doing 23 kilometers. I'm testing I don't have a picture of it here, but I wish I had something to capture this better, but I've got my phone speedometer app compared to the bike, and they're almost dead on. So I think the bike speedometer is pretty accurate. But I used to climb up this hill on my mountain bike and I'd be just dead by the time I got out here with a couple rests and stuff. But this is definitely the answer. I'm gonna go back down now. Okay, I'm down to level 4. I'll put it back to 3. Okay, so it handles it no problem. Okay, so I've done 183 kilometers on this Voltbike Yukon Step-Thru, and tried to put it through the ropes, hill climbing, speed tests, and haven't documented everything. I did, as you've seen, I did the hill test on it. It passed with flying colors, so I was pretty impressed at how it took me up that steep hill. But I've already started adding things to it. When I bought the bike, I got the front rack as an add-on, and the free gift was a pannier bag, so I put a riser on my handlebar so I can attach things to it, and it's working much better for all my stuff. On my front of it I have, you can probably see right there, you can see the display of the bike, and next to it I have the app that I use for mapping and keeping track of my rides. I also keep track on my Fitbit on my watch. But so I got more statistics than a person needs. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick speed test right here. There's nobody around, so I'm just gonna come to an almost stop and just hit the throttle. It's in gear 5. 13, it was down to 2, 20, 25, 26. Yeah, it'll get up to about 30 kilometers. I don't know, what was that, about 5-6 seconds? It's got some get up and go, that's for sure. And the pedal assist is so smooth. I just love it. I mean, I just went around that corner and I was halfway around the corner and hit the pedals, and it just kicks in nice and smoothly. So I am after 284 kilometers, I'm pretty impressed with the bike. I think I did my research looking into the bike that was right for me, and looked at a whole bunch of different bikes, and I settled on this one, and I think I made a good choice. It's a very such a solid bike. So, you know, it's got I could go all over all the technical data, but people have done that, and it's on the website. And, you know, it's got all good components on it. Nothing's cheap. The bike is solid. It feels good. The handle grips are comfortable. And if I was going to change anything on it, it might be the seat. And the seat is such a personal thing that I like a narrower, thinner seat. This has kind of got the big squishy, I say a mid-sized squishy seat on. A lot of people like that. I don't much care for it, but it's okay. I mean, it's just not my preference. But here's out on the open highway here. We'll just crank it up again and see what our max speed will be. Just throttle only. 33 kilometers per hour. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of settings on this bike, and some of them I'm a little scared to play around with, but there's some that, you know, you can go in and set the time and you know, how many levels of pedal assist you want. I've got it set, it came standard with 9 levels. You can change it down to 5 if you want. Find that too much. But yeah, there's a lot of settings in there, and I don't know if there's a setting to actually increase the speed of it. But for me, I'm happy with how fast it goes, the way it's set. So I'm not going to touch it. Yeah, it's a really smooth riding bike. I'll just pull over to the side here on the edge of this farm field. You can have a better look at it here. But the battery, I used it for an hour and a half yesterday, and it's still showing 4 bars. So I don't, you know, I did 27 kilometers yesterday, and I went down 1 bar, so that's pretty impressive. These bags you can get as free gifts, these pannier bags, they're really good quality. I was pretty impressed with that too. And of course it comes with the back rack, and I put this little bag up back. One thing that people say, there's not enough room for water bottles here. You probably could get a holder on this one that would, you could fit a water bottle, but I just put my water back here, and if I want to bring another one, I'll stick it in there. But and they've got this chainstay guard here with the cables wrapped up inside, and now apparently there's a couple connections in here. You gotta watch that they don't come loose and can screw you up. Promax seat, or Promax seat post. And that's the seat I was talking about, the Voltbike seat. And front of the bike, like the 7-speed Shimano, pretty common nowadays, but it's a good setup. The display is excellent. I just love the display. That's the bar I set up on my bike, and usually I can put my GoPro. Right now I got my GoPro on my chest, but I can put my GoPro up or put a second GoPro. I've actually got two. Adjustable handlebars, which is nice. You can bring them back to where you want them. Oh, the dog don't like me. Yeah, when I ordered this extra too, this front rack, they actually that front rack there, they actually installed that rack for me here and moved the headlight forward for me. I was pretty impressed by that, because I thought I'd just get it in a box, but yeah, the shocks are decent. You know, I don't think, for me anyways, it's not like I've got a mountain bike that I go on the trails with and stuff. I'd find this a little heavy for that, so the shocks are good for around town with it. You know, I think it's got the lockout on this side, and nice. It's I can see why they call it the tank, because it's a heavy bike. I think it's around 70 pounds, but it's so solid feeling, and it's got the hydraulic disc brakes. Yeah, it's got the that's one thing I wanted to get, was at least a bullfang motor, and it came with that. So it's not a cheap rack on the back. Yeah, so it's you've seen a lot of bikes come with these hand grips here. They're a leather wrap. I actually don't mind the soft rubber ones. I've got them on my mountain bike, but these are okay. I like them. But yeah, that's metal fenders, dingy metal fenders. They're on there. Everything on the bike was set. I checked all the bolts and everything on it. Everything was tight when it came. There was nothing loose. There's nothing I had to do. The gears all shifted perfectly. So when they shipped this out, they shipped it out all assembled. Even the front wheel was on. The only thing I wasn't on was these handlebars and the pedals. That was it. So, and he's got the Kenda 26 4-inch wide tires. Very solid feeling. But and the brake light, tail light, it works off the main battery, which is good. Okay, here's the controls the display of the bike, operated by a 3-button switch on the near the left grip. Now to turn on the bike, you simply hold down the middle, or not the bike, the screen. You hold down the middle button, and you get this nice bright display. Now, I don't know if you can notice that, but the headlight just came on, because it comes on by a sensor. If it's dark, it'll come on automatically, and you can set that in the settings. But you're basically, the display is a nice color display. I've got it set to show the actual volts on the top, plus the battery bar shows the time. The speedometer part of the circle, the top part of the circle it'll move in color as you increase your speed. So it's kilometers per hour set. On the bottom is going to be your watts. Now, if you hit that middle button repeatedly, it'll change your display with the different data, like the odometer, the time, the range. You get average speed, maximum speed, those kind of things. So you can toggle through those. There's an indicator at the left upper that shows you if the headlight is on or off. Right now it is on because it's dark in here. I'm filming this with the dark, but I can turn that headlight off or on by holding down the top button. The bottom button, if I hold it down, that's for walking. If you ever need to walk your bike at a slow speed, you just hold that button down and it'll go into walk mode.
So now to get into the settings, you have to quickly tap the middle button, the on-off button, and it should come up. So like that, there we go. 2 quick taps, and it gives you basic settings to begin with. You have your language, system, whether you want metric or standard, the brightness of the screen. You can set how bright you want it. Auto off is how long you want it. You can set it how many minutes you want before the bike shuts down. And when the bike shuts down, you have to hit the power button to start it again. I'm not sure what scenes is. That's one thing I'm not sure, but it's set to analog. I'll have to look that up myself. But battery indicator, like I said, is set to voltage. Power indicator is the power bar, I believe. Let's just hit that and see what we get. Power, there's only power option. So the next one is a clock where you can set your time, and you can set the start password. It's probably a good idea to put a password on your bike, so if you're leaving it for a few minutes, nobody can come along and grab it, because this will shut down the electronics part of the bike, so they can't use it, at least not with electricity, with the electrical components. And if you hit those 3 little dots at the bottom, it'll take you to more basic settings. I got your wheel size, your batteries. It's a 48 volt battery, so you shouldn't have to change that unless you change the battery you got on it. A USB port is on, and the battery has a USB port for charging your phone, etc. Light sensor, like I said, if you're in a dark place, the lights will come on automatically if this is turned on. And advanced setting. Now, advanced settings, a lot of the things in there, I had a look at them. I don't know if you want to touch a lot of them unless you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, perhaps you can get more speed out of the bike. I'm not sure. I really haven't done much with the advanced settings, but I would just suggest being careful with them, because you could change something and then have a problem. So then you go information. Let's just go back up. Oops, I clicked it off, hit the wrong button. So I got to double tap that again. Okay, and it goes back to the first page. So we'll have to go all the way down to the 2 dots, and I went too far. I'm doing this in the dark, so yeah, it's going to click on information, see what that says. Oh, it just like it gives you the odometer reading and some, I'm not sure, like it's showing like average speed, max speed, why it's 0 or not, but I have to dig into that more. It's probably not something I would use, so yeah, it's just some kind of statistical information, I would think. And go back and go to exit, and you're out, and you're back to your screen. Now, of course, when you're riding the bike, you have the power assist settings. You see the number 1 on the bottom. If I hit the up arrow when you're operating the bike, you can choose whatever power setting you want, and this I've got to set to go all the way up to 9 levels of assistance. And that back down, and that's basically it for the display. It's a very nice, sharp, crisp display. It's easy to see out in the sunlight. The battery that comes standard on this bike is a 70.5 amp hour battery, but you do have the option of upgrading to a 19.6 amp hour battery. The battery has Samsung cells in it, and it also has a USB little compartment where you open up a little tab where you get access to a USB port for charging your phone or perhaps other USB devices. And this is the charger. It's a 3 amp charger. It's a little hard to see the information on it because it's kind of a grainy surface, but it charges fairly quickly, and I was quite pleased with it.
head down the pathway system now that goes down into the coulees. Quite steep going down. Good test for the disc brakes on this bike, and they're doing well. Of course, they're hydraulic disc brakes. The delay in the sensor for the pedal assist is quite brief, so it kicks in pretty good. I'd say it's almost perfect for what I like. You know, just start pedaling a little bit and then it's there. Very responsive. We're in rattlesnake country now. Gotta keep my eye out. Big downhill now again. Got the fall colors happening. A lot of the trees are starting to change. Today is the first day of fall. It's quite windy. I don't know how this GoPro handles. I know it's a lot better than my old one for taking out the wind noise, but it does muffle my voice a bit, so I have to speak louder. Yeah, really get to be nice colors down here. We're almost down to the river bottom. It's the Old Man River. There's lots of bike paths and trails through this area. Something very nice about that. In the city, there's lots of places to bike where you can get away from cars. People out today on this nice first day of fall. Other than it's a little windy, it's a pretty nice day. Temperature is definitely cooling off. The high today is about 19 Celsius. Yeah, lots of traffic. Oh, goes the camera again. Go over some bumps and it goes flying. You gotta get it tighter. On the way back, we'll be going up the west side hill, so it's steeper than the way that I went up the first time, the east side. So we'll see. I don't imagine, I'm very confident this thing's going to handle it no problem, so I've already determined that going up the east side. There's one section of the west side that's got quite a steep grade to it. That'll be the hardest part. But like I said, I don't think this will have any problem handling it. Seeing more and more e-bikes out here. It's getting to be a real trend now. Okay, I gotta find. I'll just go down by the Old Man River. I think I'll turn around here and go back up, but there's the bridge and there's the hill we got to go up there, and it's the river, and there's the high level train bridge over there. Way over in that area over there, there's trails that go up the side of the hill. I'd like to try one of those in this, see how much spinning I do going up in the dirt, but maybe leave that for another day. All right, let's work our way back up to the crossing.
I think the best way to conclude this review is by simply asking the question, would I buy this bike again? Absolutely. I knew from the research I did before purchasing that this bike ticked most of the boxes for me. I've been using it every day for over a month. I'm more convinced that this is a solid, well-made bike than I ever have been. Is there anything I don't like? Well, the only thing I'd really change on this bike is the seat, and that's just a personal choice. The rest of the bike just seems to fit me to a T. It's the perfect match. It was what I was looking for, and it's very solidly built, so very, very pleased with the bike and have very or little to say negative about it. In closing, I would just like to say that the information provided in this video is to the best of my knowledge. Please verify any information for your own use. I am not associated with Voltbike, nor have I received any compensation. The information is from the research, my own research, and the opinions are solely my own. Thank you for watching. Afterthought, after I had prepared most of the video, is that this is a step-through. It's not a real easy step-through if you have short legs. I just wanted to demonstrate that. It's not really a big deal to me.